This is week 3 floor. We're going to start with finishes because we're still working on having correct finishes. She starts with her arms up and she's going to do a handstand to a lunge. The front leg will be slightly bent, feet are forward, hips are square, and then she opens up a finish. Good, then we also have a step in. Pick up to the handstand, both legs are straight, and she stands up with ears covered. Good. This would be a good week for complex. Again, if you didn't do it last week, but you'll put cones on the edge of the floor so it gives the kids something to spot. You'll start with arms up, always correcting the body shape. Make sure it's a straight line, knees straight, toes pointed. We'll start with handstand walking. Good head position, nice flat hips. And if you roll out, they can just finish, or they can step down, lunge, and finish. Then we'll go arms up, arms covering your ears, yep. Back to bridge, and bridge walking. Looking at the cone as she walks. Good, then we'll kick over, lunge, and finish. Good. Then we're gonna go on to rolling. So we're gonna start with forward rolls. Do forward roll. Good, you can do a whole pass or just one or two. Stand up. We're gonna do a handstand forward roll. Arms by your ears. Kick up to handstand. And roll. Obviously the lower level classes won't be doing that. You can do it somewhere else, or you can do the complex out in the middle of the floor and go somewhere else to do the upgraded skills. Then we're gonna do backward rolls. You're gonna start in a tuck position. Hips kind of lifted up a little bit. And back roll to tuck position. We're trying to keep arms straight here. Good, you can do back roll to pike. A little more advanced. Then a back roll to push up, which is a level 4 skill, but we're working forward with that with the level 3s. Good. Then we stand up. And we can go arms up by your ears, toes pointed. And she can go the kick to handstand, look at hands, go to bridge, and rock forward to knees, keeping the hips flat there. Or if you want to upgrade, you can go all the way to a full stand-up. She kicks to handstand, bridge, and stand. Good, then we're going to do the same thing backwards. So she's going to go back to a bridge and do a back limber. So jump both feet up. I think this is very good for level 3s learning back handsprings, level 2s starting to learn back handsprings, lifting their hips up and pressing shoulders open. Then you can do back bend, kick over. Back bend, press shoulders and straight leg kick over. Lunge and finish always, and then back walk over. Good. Then we're going to do some cartwheels. So she's going to start facing me. A lot of kids will tell you that's not their favorite side. But since we have the cones, we're going to do both sides. And since we have the cones, it'll give them something to look at. So she's going to do a cartwheel and look down for the cone on the opposite side. She looks down and stands up. Arms stay close to her ears. Looks down the floor, and up. Good. And then we'll come back the opposite direction. Point the toe out, nice tall body, and go. Good, again. Whoa. And then we can do cartwheel step-ins, starting for round-offs. Face forward. This is a front to back cartwheel. Should do square to one cone. And step in. Good, or we can do it to a lunge for beam. This is vault week 3. We're starting to upgrade a little bit more, so this would be a good time to do some handstand slams. So she's going to kick up to a handstand on an 8-inch and slam flat down. When she lands, you want to try to have hips off the floor, so butt's tight. Arms right by ears. Good. Then she's going to hop up on the mat table over here. Hold on to one edge, drop her feet down, and do heel drives with the legs and ankles together. Good. Okay, then we're going to start just with run, punch straight jumps as a warm-up, making sure they're getting the correct arm circle. Arms down the board and circle up. Good. Then the next turn, or a few turns later, would be dive roll. Since we worked some dive roll shapes last week. Good. And you want to see a nice hollow shape. Arms reach up, so they go up, and then a heel drive and a nice round, like a rainbow shape. Okay, then we're going to do bounce to handstands on the tumble track. She's going to bounce on her knees and go to handstand, then step down. That's progression number 1. Knees, handstand, down, working heel drive, kicking your heels up. Then she can do them connected. Trying not to pike down so much. Good. Okay, then at the end of the tramp, no matter which one you do, you're going to do bounce to handstand and slam. Good. Okay, this is bars week 3. This would be a good week for stations because we haven't really done them yet. We've been kind of doing group warm-ups. So one station would be jump ups. She can do forward hands, jump up, and casting. You can do slow cast, or you can do in a row.
We gave up way too easy.
Good. Both of them need to have straight arms. Then she hops down. Then she can do reverse grip. Hands are backwards, and she jumps up, shoulders over, and shifts. Good. When she's up there, she can relax her shoulders down and push up. Good. All right, then she's going to come over to the next station. And this is for back hip circles. Watch her hips as she casts and goes backwards, nice and flat shape. Hips flat and around the bar. Good. Finishing with her hips flat and not feet in front. Okay, because you want to finish on top of the bar. All right, then she's going to come to the next station. This is for glides. She's going to put her heels on the ball. If your class is weaker, you want to use a barrel because it's a little easier. She starts in a pike, and you want to see her hips push her open. So she pushes open to glide and uses her hips to flatten out. Good. Okay, once that is mastered, then you can go on to the next station. And she's going to start with her hands on the bar. I feel like this gives us a better body shape. She covers her ears, nice round back. Now she jumps up and glides out to an object. There's a red block on the floor. She keeps her feet close to the floor. Start with one glide, then you can increase the numbers. Push out. You want to see pressure on the bar when she starts and not jumping into the bar with bent arms. Final station. She's going to go onto a higher bar, and we're going to try what we call monkey swings. We're not worrying about shape, we're not worrying about anything else, just letting them swing and hop their hands. So she's going to bend her knees and just swing as big as she can and hop her hands. When you teach regripping, try not to teach it as a big jump, but make them just slide their hands above the bar, slide their hands forward on the bar like a shift. Okay, another option for this station would be hanging under the bar. And she's going to do a grip change. She's going to go backwards with her hands and forward with her hands. Okay, another option for that is to go up on the leg lift bars. They can do it assisted by putting their heel onto the bar. So she hangs, hooks one heel on the bar, and goes back, back, front, front. Then when that's good, she hangs both feet down. Go. You want to do this without moving side to side as much as possible, so not pulling so much on the bar. Right? Okay, this is beam week 3. You're starting with pivot turns on the floor. Their left foot is in front and they're facing the bar area. Okay, they're going to put their arm in crown. Right? Then they're going to pivot towards the beam and grab the beam. And go to crown. Then they're going to pivot and grab the beam. Crown. Good. Then you can do the same thing with the heel snap turn. So she's facing the bars. And she stands on her right foot, points her left foot in coupe, which is right above her ankle bone. Arm is out to the side. And she turns towards the beam, pivot, and arm out. Then she switches feet and pivots in towards the beam. Good. Okay, then you're going to hop up on the beam. And you can review the releves from last week, but then you can play some pivot turn games. So let's say they all get in a lock position with their arms up in tall crown. And then whoever does not wobble gets to stay in the game. So she pivots. And that's a little wobble there. Pivot. We're going to go for no wobbles. Okay, then you're going to go through jumps this week again. She'll always start with arms down, belly sucked in, and knees straight. Then she's going to do straight jump, arms go up and circle behind. Then she's going to go tuck jumps, arms going front and down. Good. Always making sure feet stay straight. And then split jumps, arms go side middle. Good. Then we're going to do some lever action this week. So you're going to put your arms up. And I like to have them start on a straight leg so they keep the legs straight, point one foot behind them, and go just to a T to really work that straight line. And back up to a T. And it's good to work both legs so they get used to standing up on the opposite leg for cartwheels. Okay, then we'll go into needle kicks. Okay, you're wanting to really keep hips square here. Lean into the hands and make sure they're practicing correct hands on the beam with thumbs on top, fingers on the side. She's going to kick up. 1, 2, 3, 4, keeping both knees straight. 5. Okay, then you want to do both legs. Then after that, I think this is good for all levels. She'll stand on her good foot, point her bad foot behind her, and do like a needle kick split handstand. So she's in a needle kick position, and she just kicks up and comes back down. If her hips go on square, then she falls off the beam. So go ahead. Wanting to keep the hips square and obviously legs straight.